Welcome to the 3 Counting Out podcast. This is the very first episode of hopefully many. We're talking football and we're talking wrestling, but today specifically we're talking football because we got some championship games tonight.
Yeah,
Pull it
hail to the victors and to the heroes, to Michigan champions of the world. I'm ready.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Michigan fan?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jackal Joker. I am the resident Michigan fan. I am ready, willing, and able to participate in the national championship game tonight, but I'm not going to take up too much time. I'm going to throw it to the next person in the list. All right, Kev.
Hey everybody, I am Fire Guy Kev, DFGK. Not a big Michigan fan. In fact, I probably have to say Jim Harbaugh might be my least favorite head coach, but a win for Michigan is a win for the state of Michigan. So at this rate, I just have to root for him. Plus, I don't know who they're facing yet. Who are they facing?
Washington.
Washington.
Great.
I hate those hotheads.
Good to know you're prepared. Good to know you're prepared.
I had to look. Don't worry, I'm already looked up the I know all these players. Sorry, I had to look it up. There's Blake Corum, JJ McCarthy, everybody's favorite quarterback that looks like a 12-year-old. Zach Zinter, Roman Wilson, Donovan Edwards. Yeah, my favorite football players. Jack Tuttle looks like a serial killer.
Amazing. What an intro. How about the other fine person from Michigan, another bearded brethren?
Mike or Swanee, whichever you prefer. I like talking about wrestling and football, so it's gonna be a fun time. And we got Michigan and Washington. Michael Penix Jr. versus hopefully a ready JJ McCarthy, who's not just throwing baby passes this time. We can hope.
One can only
but
hope.
I think we should talk about the fine person, the only fine person to come out of Ohio.
It's true. It's true.
Oh boy, it's me, Blast. I'm an AFC guy. That's all I care about. I'm an AFC guy and I'm action man, and I know I know absolutely nothing about wrestling other than it's oiled up men touching each other.
So you know
That's pretty accurate, and I don't.
You're pretty much a pro.
I haven't introduced myself yet, but I'm Era V1. I'm the wrestling person, but I also know anything Philadelphia sports because. Go Birds, but also I live close to Philly, so that's just what I know. And we're here, and it's great. We're going to have a great time. So yeah, we're talking the college football championship and the NFL playoffs. Got some Pickems, got some Michigan football to talk. It's I'm not a Michigan fan, but it's a pleasure to be in the presence of many.
It is tonight, January 8th, kickoff at 7:45. My stomach has been in knots since that point, and the next couple of hours could not go any slower at this point. And at this, I just need to get the game started. I need to get it started. I need to get it going. I need something to satiate this hunger, this headache, and all of the blood rushing to my nether regions. I need something. I need something to fix this, and I will get
you're in his loins.
Started. I'm not going to go too in depth because we got a lot to get through. Without saying too much, I feel this game is going to be very reminiscent of the last time Michigan was in the college football playoffs when they played Georgia, because Michigan at that point had the award for the best offensive line in college football, the Joe Moore Award, and Washington is the team that currently holds that award this season. The result that happened when Michigan had that award is that Georgia absolutely eviscerated the offensive line with no remorse. So literally that award meant nothing, and I think that's going to be a very similar result tonight with Michigan picking up the win.
What's your final score results?
I'm thinking it's going to be a very high-scoring game because Washington has a very high-powered offense. They had the Heisman runner-up, and if you don't know college football, the Heisman Award goes to the most valuable player in college football. So their quarterback is very good. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game tonight. I'm going to say the final score is Michigan 35, Washington 24.
Wow, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a very, very, very close game tonight. I think the spread is within like 5 points. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
Yes. Last I saw on FanDuel is Michigan. Michigan is favored by 4.
Favored by 4.
Jesus.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I thought it was 4.5, but
it's gone down.
I mean, splitting hairs. This is gonna be one of those whoever makes a mistake loses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It opened at 4.5 after the last weekend's games were done, so the spread has gone down in favor of Washington, but not by much. Not by much.
What records both teams rocking?
14-0 and 14-0.
Oh, damn!
Ooh, a lot on the line. Oh my God!
It is Michigan the number 1 seed and Washington the number 2 seed, so it is rock Austin of the college football playoffs.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's what I mean when I said, like, J.J. McCarthy actually has to play football this week. We can't rely on Blake Corum for 400 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns.
Everybody needs to be playing good football this week.
My favorite thing about this is that somebody referred to it as the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Washington has the number 1 rated offense, whilst Michigan has the number 1 rated defense. So it's going to be a game.
They
need to hit Michael Penix Jr. early and often.
I also didn't know that. When was the last time Michigan won I thought they won a Super Bowl, a championship, like a couple years ago. Didn't something big happen years ago?
They've won multiple Big Ten championships, but the last time they were in the Natty was the year I was born.
Michigan has not won a national championship in that long.
And since 1998.
Well, it's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the first for me.
What the hell's going on in Michigan?
It used to really be
breaking all these 30-year records of Detroit, Michigan teams.
Dude,
hell if I know.
Dude, it's something in the water over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We made fun of y'all for Flint, but it worked out.
Made its way down south, apparently.
Whatever's in there, it's making you guys good at football.
I didn't even. I thought they won a championship like a little bit ago, but maybe I am thinking of a Big Ten.
No, they used to really be like the team that would go into just a bowl game, and they were a guaranteed win for a long time. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped even going to the bowls and just started choking every time.
Because we ended up hiring Big Mac as our head coach and Old Man McGillicuddy, and that didn't really work out too well for us.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
That's Brady Hoke and Rich Rod.
I think we're going to get a special appearances by the only 2 alumni I know, Ric Flair and Tom Brady.
Woo!
Probably. I'd say so.
I feel like
but I've made my picks. You know, there's still 5 other people here. I would love to hear what you guys got to say.
I'll throw my 2 cents in. I don't know a lot about college football. I don't really watch NFL, but I will say I can't not root for Michigan. As much as I would love to see Jim Harbaugh lose, I'm going to give it to Michigan. I feel like that's another thing. You know what? At this rate, with what I said before, all these 30-year things being broken, might as well bring it home, and then might as well capitalize on that with the Lions, just might as well. So I guess I got Michigan. Since I don't know scoring, we'll go D. You said, all right, who has the number 1 defense? Michigan?
Michigan has the number 1 defense.
Number 1 defense. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
In that case, I'm going to give the advantage to the defense. I feel like if we can stop them fast, then I feel like all we have to do is score. So I'm actually going to give Michigan 21-14.
Very low scoring. Very low scoring.
I think they're going to try and stop them fast and hard.
Next.
I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game at all. I think
I have no idea how to judge these things, so I don't know.
I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think it's going to be neck and neck. I think, Jackal, you are going to have the tightest anus in all of Michigan tonight, and it's going to be great to be able to witness that live. And to that point, we will have some reactions posted. It's probably already posted at the time that you're hearing this, but there's short form content coming out and stuff, so look for that. But I got to give it to Michigan. I think it's about damn time. I think Michigan's going to win, and then I think Harbaugh is going back to the NFL.
And as a Penn State alum, I think you would prefer to say, yeah, we lost to the national champion this year instead of, we lost to the runner-up.
Listen, as a Penn State alum, as someone who technically worked for Penn State football, I want to say I understand how you feel. And I know what good football looks like when I see it.
Mike Blast, love to hear your thoughts.
I can't root against Michigan at this point. I've seen them get close too many times and not make it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game on the other side. I think it's going to end up being like 48-42.
Jesus.
Because I think there's only so much you can do when you have Washington's offense. If we can stop them and really shut them down, then I think we win by 30. But if Michael Penix gets going, I think it's just going to be score for score for score for score the whole game. So I'm saying 48-42 Michigan.
That's gonna make for some great football. That leaves Captain Ohio, the last one still standing. What do you got, bud?
I'm from Ohio. I like Maction. I don't know shit about big teams, and I feel like if I say anything against Michigan, I'm gonna get beat up. So let's go Michigan.
Wait, hold on. No.
Good answer. Good answer.
This is a podcast where we can say what we want. If you don't think Michigan, don't feel pressured
things
into it.
Can
I mean, I
happen
think you're right.
off camera. All right, shit happens off the record, and I don't know anything about Washington, so
that's fair. I really don't know anything about Washington either.
How many championships does Washington have?
0.
2.
0. Oh man, so this is big for both teams.
The big thing that happened is that the most recent matchup was Washington coming to Michigan. They played in the Big House in 2021. Michigan won handedly, and on top of that, Michael Penix was a former quarterback at Indiana during the COVID year, and Michigan also beat him as well, but he lit up the secondary. So Penix is a phenomenal player. If Washington has any chance of doing anything tonight, it is going to be on his shoulders. But if Michigan shuts him down, this game is as good as done.
Is this one of those games where the opening drive is going to say a lot about where this game's going to go?
I'd like to say yes, but really, everybody's probably going to be so juiced, it's not even going to matter. It's gonna like if Michigan makes a stop, everybody's going to be so amped and so hyped up. But Washington can respond so quickly that the first drive won't even matter.
Okay, I think I'm curious to see that.
It's very much a lightning in a bottle offense. It can just boom, bam, 7 points on the board.
Now, let me play devil's advocate here. Do you think there is I know this goes against everything we've been talking about. Do you think there is an opportunity that maybe whatever is in that water in Flint, Michigan catches up with the Michigan football? You think maybe Michigan State, they show up tonight and they just like my Eagles, I can't handle it. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, the choke. Oh, do you think that could happen? I mean, it's going to be a close game. If they mess up, Washington's going to take that and just run with it.
They have the past 2 years, like 2021, the run game was unstoppable. We were coming off of the high of beating Ohio State for the first time in years, and we ran into a literal buzzsaw named the Georgia Bulldogs, and they shredded our offense. And
I mean, there was no chance against them. Yeah.
There was no chance. We were riding such a high. This is the first time we've beaten this team in a decade, and we get ran over. 2022, the first undefeated season in years. The first time the program has gone 12-0. We are like, okay, first round we get TCU. This should be an easy win, and we come out flat, and we get rolled by a program that we should have beaten by 30, and they show up and beat us. If you weren't paying attention, TCU in the national championship last year against Georgia lost by almost 60 points.
Whoa!
They did not belong in the national championship.
Did they attempt to score at all?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Georgia was that
That's
good.
That's the thing, Georgia, for the last
Did they show
years.
up? Did they play football?
Oh, yeah.
They tried, but it was like watching children play against, the NFL.
I do football.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's basically putting Blast against Ray Lewis in an Oklahoma drill and just watching what happens.
You know what? I'd pay to see that.
Listen, I'm a big boy. I think I can stop him.
Hey, we got a TikTok. We got to
okay,
film.
whatever you say.
We got a TikTok.
I definitely haven't seen him run through an entire wooden door or anything. I think I'll be fine.
To Blast's credit, he's got Chihuahua mentality where he's like, it's his big dog. I can take him.
He got his kneecaps.
I got a dog in me. I couldn't tell you which dog it is, but there's still a dog in there.
It's a
scared dog, but there's a dog.
Enough about college football, because that's going to be decided here in a couple short hours. There's another thing that just got decided this weekend, and a pretty cool thing happened.
Wow.
And the Detroit Lions are hosting a home playoff game at Ford Field.
Congratulations.
In the history of Ford Field.
Congratulations.
Yep. This could not be more poetic. I know everybody's all aware of it, but like the just perfect sense that it's a home field Ford game, which is the Rams, which brings Stafford back, is just. And he said he was gonna win us a playoff game at Ford Field. So it's so poetic, and I love it. It's gonna be such a good.
He's
game.
gonna lose you. He's gonna lose the game at Ford Field.
I hope
he
he does.
is that technically him winning us a game? So he's still right.
I guess kind of. In a weird way. But I'm so excited.
It makes me nervous because now that Laporta's injured for at least a game, I mean, we should be fine, but oh man, does that game scare me.
Yeah.
What are the Rams currently at? Is anybody off the top of their head?
10-7.
Were they
10-7. Okay, so they're actually
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're getting hot at just the right time, and unfortunately, we're cooling off as well.
I know it seems like we
at least Laporta's knee didn't get deforded, okay?
It's the brand new Lions, baby.
We did. And another team that got their ass kicked the last week of the season, but was kicking pretty consistent ass. Ladies and gentlemen, the other team that was having quite a difficult time over the past 20, 30, 40 years, the Cleveland Browns have also made the playoffs.
Woo. Congratulations.
Woo! Again, let's hope we don't get fucking... They actually call a fucking concussion on the Chiefs this time instead of being like, oh, no, I didn't see it, I promise.
Who got
I didn't see it.
It's not a concussion. There was a missed helmet.
It was a helmet to helmet, which is an automatic concussion in my book. All right, listen.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Concussion, but that's not a penalty.
No, it isn't. But a head-to-head is an automatic concussion most times. All right.
That's not what a penalty is, though.
But it's what happened. But it could go, you know.
Discord cut that out. That's not coming through on the pod. That's
fine. It was a perfectly cut scream.
I think what Blast is trying to say is that 99% of the time when there is that helmet-to-helmet contact, there is the risk that, most of the time, that's a concussion.
He's gonna get a concussion. That's what happened. You go ka-kunk against someone else's helmet, and ka-kunk goes your brain. You know?
Should have been a doctor. Sorry, sir, you got a ka-kunk on your head.
What'd you call me?
Did you software kunk?
You can't call me a kakunk.
I just hope Joe Flacco wins a playoff game. I think that would be the beauty and the fucking Sleeping Beauty. What do you call him? The Cinderella story. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the Snow White
I want Joe
story.
Flacco to be my Snow White.
Is what happens when you get that kakunk. Then you get the Sleeping Beauty story.
Go get that kakunk.
But there is also one more team because we have the Browns and the Lions for the first time in the playoffs together, which is insane.
Wild. Crazy.
But then we also have the team that I thought was going to end up being Super Bowl champions. Now their team is a little banged up. We got the Eagles.
Well, a little banged up. A little banged up is one way to put it. The good news...
It was a rough last game.
Good news, A.J. Brown did not blow up his ACL.
Good for him.
I think he's out for maybe a game or two. Jalen Hurts did not break his finger. It just dislocated, and that motherfucker put it back in.
That's fine.
So he's apparently, I guess, good to go. I don't fucking know. I'm going to be honest with you, boys. I am not feeling good going into the playoffs, but I also have to put my little tinfoil hat on, and I have to think maybe this is all a ruse and we can just all forget everything that happened the past couple of weeks and we can go back to how we were playing in the beginning of the season, just fucking dominating the field, and maybe we can get through. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really see it happening, especially with these injuries.
Listen,
I think it's
you. Go ahead.
Yep.
No, I was going to say I don't think it's necessarily going to be anything where we get fucking dominated. But it is what it is.
Let's save that talk for a second.
Playing the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers. You're playing the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers. Can I finish my thought?
All right, finish your thought. I'm sorry. My bad.
You're playing the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers, and then, they won their last game fucking, 9-0. So I think you'll be okay. I don't think Baker Mayfield will be a big problem for you.
Yeah, of course, my
You know,
championship.
you'll win at least the first. You win the first game,
Gets how to play
right?
football.
and then you'll probably have to face San Francisco, which will be a little harder, but.
And listen, we'll be okay. We'll be okay because we got Jalen Hurts, and he's a beast. If he can't pass the ball, he'll just run it. He's been playing, I think he's been in shotgun like 90% of the season or something. So he's just always ready to run, basically, is what that means. He can just at any moment be anywhere. So I think we'll be all right. I think we'll still be able to at least show up for the playoff games. I just don't necessarily know if we're going all the way. I think the Eagles need to. I think the Eagles need to have a strong showing in the playoffs, so that way we're at least not going down without a fight. And then I think maybe we need to sit back, look inside, and maybe ask ourselves if we need Brian Johnson and Matt Patricia. Maybe I don't even know why Matt Patricia's there, but he's there, so I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe higher.
I want to get to a little bit of meat in these potatoes.
Ooh.
I want to start with Mike, actually.
Normally my potatoes aren't filled with meat.
All right, well, we're about to shove some in there then. I'm just going to speed, just like whatever pops off top of your head. Just go with that one. All right, you ready?
My potatoes. Okay.
Oh, word recognition?
Kind of. Browns, Texans.
Ooh. Because of Blast Browns.
Okay. Dolphins, Chiefs.
Dolphins.
Steelers, Bills.
Bills.
Eagles, Buccaneers.
Eagles.
And Chargers, Lions.
That's not a game.
Rams, Lions.
There you go.
Now I know why
Lions.
Kevin's reading them and not choosing them.
I'll go last.
Lions.
Lions. And Packers, Cowboys.
If I hope the Cowboys curse continues and they choke and lose by 47. But it should be the Cowboys.
Okay.
Don't say that.
I'm gonna loop one more time. All right, Browns, Ravens.
Rough.
Oh man, as much as I want to have Blast back there, the Ravens right now are looking good again. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be Ravens.
All right, and then you said Dolphins, Bills.
Oh man, if this last game was any indignation, it's the Bills, but it should be the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay. So they're gonna have. Oh, so you have Dolphins or Ravens?
That's a hard one. I think, again, the Ravens have been up and down against good teams, but so have the Dolphins. The Dolphins really choke against good teams, so I think it's probably the Ravens.
Ravens. Okay, it shows. It definitely shows.
I think that's a good choice.
Eagles, or I'm sorry. Niners, Eagles. That'd be a good game.
You can say it, Mike. It's okay.
If the Eagles team is at full health, I think Eagles can take that. But if they're banged up, I think Brock Purdy squeaks past them.
He gets that,
and I mean squeaks too.
It ain't gonna be a Purdy win. All right,
I don't think so. I think that's gonna be a good close game.
Lions, Cowboys.
Oh, I don't want to hurt myself, but
no, Mike,
I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm gonna be so hopeful and say the Lions.
Okay. Let's see. You said so. Did you go with the Eagles or the Niners on the last one? What's your official pick?
I went just for the sake of it. I'm gonna go Niners.
Okay, Niners, Lions.
You know what? I have Lions going.
Lions going. Wow.
They won't.
So you have
they
Lions
won't.
Ravens at the Super Bowl this year.
Lions jump Lamar Jackson before the game. Take him out. Lions win.
Hell yeah.
Then LWO comes out with the steel chairs.
I'm sorry. Let me change what I said. Lamar Jackson slips and has an accident.
He gets a conquer or whatever he said. Blast said.
Yeah, he gets a little whoopsie poopsie.
He gets conked.
He gets a little conk, as it's called.
Okay. All right. I'm actually gonna. I wonder if can I like streamline write that down? I can't figure this out. I'll do it later. There is one person here who I believe last year went flawless in Pickems.
No, that's more like 3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago you went? Okay, I thought you said last year.
A long time ago.
All right. Well, you still have gone flawless in Pickems, so I want to see if this year it's There's a lot that could go either way. I'm curious. So Danny, we're just gonna go A to N. Browns Texans. Who you got?
For full context, real quick, way to bring up something and then not talk about it in the absolute slightest.
I didn't brought attention to it.
It's not like it's a podcast.
We tried to do we'll call it a pseudo podcast attempt back during the middle of quarantine, and Blast and I did a 2020 Pick'em, and it was the Super Bowl where the Chiefs and the Buccaneers ended up playing each other, and I was able to, I think outside of maybe one match, I was able to go flawless the entire way, and I have hung my hat on it since, and I'm very upset with myself for not putting any money on it because, good lord, I would have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, Jacko, right. This year is your year.
Anyways,
what do you got?
Now that there's context, please ask your question again.
All right. Starting off, Browns, Texans. Who you got?
Do you want me to go in depth or kind of snappy? Or in the middle?
Go in the middle. A little. You don't just give an answer, but you can give like a little bit of an explanation of why you go that way.
Browns have kind of played the AFC South very well this year so far. The Texans have kind of struggled against better defenses, which the Browns have. The Texans' main primary source of their team succeeding is CJ Stroud finding that success against those mediocre defenses, which the Browns do not have. I think the Browns win this off the back of their defense. CJ Stroud does what he can, but it will not be enough. Browns move on.
Browns move on. All right. Dolphins, Chiefs.
Dolphins look bad. Chiefs look mediocre. Oh my god, I watched the Sunday Night Football game last night. It was not good. It was a not good showing from the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill also just burned his house down, so yeah, I don't know if his brain is going to be all in the playoffs, to be honest. So I think they're going to be down one of their bigger weapons, and Tua doesn't exactly do good when he only has Jalen Waddle to throw to. I'm not really too hot on the Chiefs either because they look mediocre as hell, but I think them being at home gives them the slight advantage. Give me the Chiefs.
Well,
just because they're home?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I ask the question? Is Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game?
More than likely. There's not really much going on right now. Golden Globes just happened, and they were a shit show, so I doubt she's going to do anything else.
Maybe she's the good luck charm. You know, Travis needs to dangle the carrot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if good luck's the word I would go for.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. Man's going to show up.
Home field advantage, yeah. All right, so then we got Steelers and Bills.
Bills, 100%. I don't even need to think about this one. The Steelers basically snuck their way into the playoffs, and they also just lost TJ Watt as well.
Is he out?
Their powerful defense is going to be without their biggest piece, so I don't think they're going to be worth a shit because their offense is about as effective as a sandpaper hand job. So I think Bills win this easy.
Okay. All right, so now we'll go to second round. Browns, Ravens.
Oh God, my ace in my hole here is no one knows how to beat Lamar Jackson more than the people inside of the AFC North because they have to play him twice a year. Kevin Stefanski has experience playing against Lamar Jackson. Kevin Stefanski knows how to beat Lamar Jackson. I think Myles Garrett is going to be juiced for this game. I think the Ravens are going to come out sleepwalking after getting beat by the Steelers and having this little break. I think the Ravens come out flat. I think the Browns come out juiced. Give me the Browns in an upset in Baltimore.
Wow, that would actually be insane. I would actually really
I'd love to see it. I think we'd all love to see that.
Joe Flacco going into his old stomping ground and pulling out the upset. I think this is super low scoring. I think this is something like 17-10 type of game.
Oh, they stop him. They stop him hard.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Honestly, that so far if your picks, that sounds like the most interesting game. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go to Chiefs and Bills, which I kind of feel like I already know where you're going to go with this one.
I am also going to say the Bills here because I think after that little handshake that Patrick and Josh Allen had at the midfield mark after the the Kadarius Toney game and Mahomes just showing Josh Allen absolutely no respect whatsoever and just doing nothing except bitching about the refs. I think Allen comes in with a little bit of chutzpah here. It's like, okay, all right, you're going to say that the refs are the only reason why we beat you, even though, kind of beat you fair and square, and the only reason you had any chance was this messed up, Hail Mary play. So I think Bills come in swinging. I think the Bills are getting hot at the right moment. I'm going to go Buffalo in another upset as well.
Okay. Would that necessarily be an upset, though? I mean, I feel like the Bills have been, like you said, they're hard.
No, sorry. They're not at the Chiefs. If Buffalo's the 2 seed, so Kansas City would be going to Buffalo then. Oh, my God. So, yeah. No, absolutely, I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo. Okay. Sure. All right. I think it's a smart choice, and it's, and then Bills and Browns. Who you got going to the Super Bowl?
This is a tricky one. Because they haven't played in the regular season in a while. I couldn't tell you the last time Bills Browns played, but it's a high-powered defense, a passable offense going up against a high-powered offense and a passable defense. I think this is a very even match. Since the Bills are the 2 seed, I would give them the slight advantage, but I think the Joe Flacco insanity, return run, his Cena 2020 comeback return run, I think it's still going strong. I'm riding that high. I'm smoking that pack. Give me the Browns to make it to the fucking Super Bowl.
You're having the Browns.
I knew what you were working towards. I know what you're working towards. You're working towards the dream, is what you're working towards.
All right, so you have the Browns going all the way from 5 to the Super Bowl.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
All right, now we're gonna work our way to the north. All right. So
you know who he's picking for the other team.
Oh, I can take a safe guess on some of these. I want to see if there's any upsets or if he has any conflicted feelings. Eagles, Buccaneers. Who you got?
There is a man named Baker Mayfield that when he is in the wild card round of the playoffs, he is a very, very dangerous man. Whereas the Steelers, the year they went 11-0 and they petered out near the end of the season and couldn't win a single game, maybe except one more to finish it out, and I think they ended up going 12-5. Baker Mayfield walked into Pittsburgh and put on a show. Lit him up. Browns 48, Steelers 21.
Dang.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a tale about the Philadelphia Eagles, how they started out 10-0. They have petered out near the end of the season, only winning a couple games on the way out, finishing out the season with a very, very weak loss against the New York Giants. And where would you like to guess where they are going? They are walking into Tampa Bay to play a man called Baker Mayfield. I think with how the Eagles have looked, and since they still feel like keeping Matt Patricia hired, I feel like Baker Mayfield has a legacy drive, fourth quarter, Eagles up 21-17. Baker Mayfield ekes it in. Give me the Bucks 24-21 over the Eagles.
Wow. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. That's a fine guess.
I just want to go on record of saying you're probably right.
Hey, we know you're the Matt Patricia feeling, all right? So we know the pain. We know how that feels. Trust me.
Listen. I'm just gonna say this right now on the podcast, okay? I am a Philadelphia fan. I will call them out. I will call them out on their bullshit. If they're playing bad, they're playing bad. That's what it means to be a fan of a franchise. So that's what I got, okay?
Yeah. All right. So you have that's a good guess. I like that. So you got Buccaneers headed. After that, you got Buccaneers and Niners. Who you got?
Bucks, Niners. I think the Niners are just too good. They're the Avengers of this NFL season. They getting Chase Young for practically nothing. Getting Chase Young for a pack of peanuts to acquire him, to put him on that type of defense. Niners are way too much. Give me the Niners.
Niners. Okay, so easy Niners win. So he's gonna have a great story against the Eagles, but then it's gonna be a fast fizzle. All right. Not the Chargers. Hey, them Rams and Lions. Who you got?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you another story about your Motor City Kitties, your Detroit Lions, about how they're going to go on the greatest revenge run that you have ever seen. They've kept receipts. They know who said what, and they're about ready to go remind the world. They are going up against the Matt Stafford-led LA Rams, and Matt Stafford said he was going to give the city of Detroit its first playoff win in years, except he's going to be on the other side of the ball, and he's going to lose, therefore handing the Lions their first playoff win in over 30 years. I think the craziness, the rowdiness of Ford Field is going to be too much for Stafford to handle. I think the Lions eke this one out. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything. I do think it's going to be very close because the Rams are very hot right now. I'll take the Lions in a close one over the Rams.
Can I interrupt for a quick second just to tell you, did you see the toxicity of some shitty Lions fans online?
No.
Yes. Oh, very much so.
No, what?
So there's a site or like a group on Facebook called like the Detroit Line, and they were like, there should be a ban on all Stafford Lions jerseys. Fuck Stafford, he's a piece of shit. And it's like you realize he gave his best years to this team, right? Like we shortened his career.
What's with the Stafford hate?
Yeah, what is with the Stafford hate?
They're just pieces of shit. They're just crappy fans that go, hey, F that dude because he's on the other team. It's absurd.
Shame. Have a fan base that sticks together, not that Stafford guy. That guy kind of sucks.
Yeah, fuck that one guy in particular. I don't like him.
However,
I
love and respect and care for what he did, but Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I want Ford Field so loud that he can't hear his own thoughts.
All bets
are I want that. I want that. I do want that.
I want
but also
loud.
Respect the man. You know what I mean?
Boisterous. I want him to not hear anything respectfully. I'm not going to be screaming, go fuck yourself, but I'm going to be saying like, hey, don't do the play. We want to win, all right? Hey, thanks. Get out of there. How you doing? Keep moving.
We're not the freaking, who is it? The Bills, not Tony Danza or whatever.
No, that's the Giants.
The Giants.
It's Tommy DeVito out there. Hey,
Tommy DeVito,
the ball. Hey,
don't run the ball.
No,
hey,
Gabagoo.
Okay, I can do that. I'm Italian. I can make those jokes. It's okay.
All right, so shitty fan base aside, on to the next two shitty fan bases. Packers and Cowboys. Who you got?
This is very funny for me as a Lions fan, as I'm sure it is for Mike and you as well, seeing the Cowboys being so high and mighty about, oh my God, yay, we did it. We're in the playoffs, the 2 seed. Who are we playing? Oh, the Packers. Yay, how exciting. But unfortunately, in Jerry's world, I think the lights are too bright. I think the pressure's too much. We still have to remember that this is Jordan Love's first full year as a starting quarterback. This is his first time making it to the playoffs.
He's going to be scary next year, man.
They squeaked in this year. And unfortunately, I think their offense, like the Packers defense, will keep them in it for a little bit, but ultimately I think the Cowboys offense is just a little too much to handle. So I'm gonna take Cowboys. It's gonna be close most of the game, but Cowboys probably pull away late fourth quarter.
Okay. All right, so then we're gonna have round 2, baby, and no Brad Allen to fuck us over. Cowboys and Lions.
The Lions' Revenge Story, Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
They are juiced. They are gassed coming into Jerry's world. They remember what happened. I mean, for God's sakes. Well, for full context, we are also Twitch streamers as well. And after
some of us.
My stream ended one day, and I raided out to a Lions player who was playing Counter-Strike at the time. And I wanted to like kind of talk to him and be like, hey, how's it going? You know, I really appreciate you guys doing what you did. I still love you guys. You guys are going to go kick ass. There was a message in his chat that says he would prefer not to talk about what happened during the game on Saturday. And just seeing that, I just know in my gut, I know that the entire locker room wants Dallas again. I don't think they want to shy away from it. I don't think they want to be like, oh boy, I hope Green Bay beats them so we get the easier team. No, I think they want to be fed Dallas again. I think they want to march in to Jerry's world and put on a clinic, because outside of 2 plays, outside of the final 2-point conversion and that 98-yard touchdown where it was a broken play, and if our blitzing linebacker would have actually tackled Dak Prescott, those points would have been off the board and we wouldn't even had to worry about it. That was a winnable game for the Lions. That was not the Cowboys away by any means of the word. The Cowboys are a beatable team. Yeah. I think the Lions have a humongous Texas-sized fucking chip on their shoulder. They waltz into Jerry's world. They waltz out with a win. I'm not going to give you a final score. I'll give you this, though. I think Aiden Hutchinson walks out of the game with 3 sacks.
Damn hungry.
Calling it. Calling it.
I hope to God you're right. That would be fantastic. That would be the, all right, maybe on paper you guys won, but we just showed that we've beaten you now twice. We showed that we're better. That's good. I like that. I like the revenge story. All right, now it comes down to where I'm not sure where you're gonna go. The others I kind of figured. So you have 49ers and Lions. Which one's going to the Super Bowl?
The Lions revenge story part 3. Hark your mind back.
Good story.
3 years ago. I'm booking this like nobody. Hunter, call me, brother, because I know how to book a show. Harken your mind back 3 years ago. Dan Campbell's first game as a head coach. Would anyone care to tell me who that team was that he played against?
I'm going to go 49ers.
The San Francisco 49ers waltzed into Ford Field. And for the first half of the game, they put on a pretty damn good show. They were able to light up the 2021 Lions, who ended up the year 3-13-1. They brought it to the Lions pretty well. However, the Lions were able to come back in that game. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm Googling it right now.
I was about to be like, yeah, you're moving away there.
It's part of the storytelling.
The score of the first half was the San Francisco 49ers 31 to the Lions 10. So the 49ers were winning by 21 points in the first quarter. The resurgence that this team had, they scored 16 points in the fourth quarter when that game was out of reach, when nobody was giving the Lions any credit, when any normal team would see that, oh man, we're kind of down 28 points. There's really no point for us to be trying right now. We've already lost. Dan Campbell has willed this team to mount a comeback of a final score of 41-33.
Oh.
The final score of that game was within a single touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Dan Campbell had that game in his grasp, and that was with the 2021 roster. No Aiden Hutchinson, a rookie Amon-Ra St. Brown, no Jahmyr Gibbs, no David Montgomery, no Brian Branch, no CJ GJ. None of those people were even considering being on the roster. And he did that with a much worse team. This time, Dan Campbell has a better team. Damn the Avengers. Damn that super squad. Because eventually, even the Avengers have to lose to the bad guy. And if Michigan's the villain of the college football season, then fuck it. The Lions are the villain of the NFL season. Give me the Lions walking in to Santa Clara and taking the win out of the clutches of the San Francisco 49ers to give me a Super Bowl of 0-16 versus 0-16. I want to see Cleveland and Detroit in the Super Bowl. That is the matchup that the world wants to see.
I feel
bad for your table, bro.
that table knew what it was getting itself into. All right,
a lot of table hitting on this podcast.
I not only like that, I actually love that. I think that could not be more poetically written than having those two teams be the ones to go at it for the Super Bowl. The ones that said, we got our shit together and we're ready for a fight. Oh,
the rebuild stories.
Lions Revenge Story, Chapter 4. Would you like to guess Would you like to guess out of the entirety of the NFL franchises who the Lions have the best winning record percentage against?
Ain't the Packers, I'll tell you that. Browns?
That'd be the Cleveland Browns. Lions versus Browns all-time record. The all-time record is the Cleveland Browns have 5 wins. The Detroit Lions have beaten the Cleveland Browns 16 times.
Dang.
That makes sense.
That is a record. Holy shit.
And besides, the finish the revenge aspect, why are you going to go 0-16 after us? Only we're allowed to go 0-16.
Yeah.
Don't try to steal our gimmick. My story is finished. The revenge is complete. Michigan winning the Natty. The Lions winning the Super Bowl. The most perfect year of Michigan football of all time. Thank you. Good night. Mwah, and goodbye. Bang.
Well, you did an outro, but the podcast is not over. But I would say it will be very funny when Michigan completes the story before Cody Rhodes. I just gotta put that out there. We'll talk more. Listen, we'll talk more about WrestleMania once we get there.
If we get a Michigan and Lions win before GTA 6 and Cody Rhodes finishing the story, I don't.
Listen, we'll talk about Cody Rhodes' story and the Royal Rumble and all that. That's coming out again. It's wrestling and football, so we're gonna. Some episodes are gonna be one or the other. Some are gonna be a mix. We'll make it work. There might be some part 1, part 2. So we'll figure it out. But
I realize it's a very football centric episode, but this is also like where this is the culmination of a lot of things happening right now.
Well, to be fair, I think maybe 50 minutes into this hour-long podcast that we were shooting for, maybe we can. The episodes are gonna be just let it happen. All right, just don't fucking complain about it. This is the podcast.
You
if we have a football episode, we have a football episode.
Wrestling, and then a day where you talk fucking football. It doesn't have to be all in one episode.
Right, and to that point, it's a road. There's 5 of us in the podcast total. There may not be all 5 on every episode, but we're gonna do our best. We're just gonna put this out and just kind of we're prioritizing just getting it out. But it's gonna be getting it out, but at like a not. There's a certain level of scuff that has to be accepted, but it's fine. We're good. We're good.
So I really like the play. I hope to God that you go like pick for pick this year, because that would just be fantastic.
I hope so.
Fantastic.
I hope that would be great.
But I've talked enough. There's still a couple people in here who have not given their picks. I'm sorry for eating up so much time, but I had a gimmick I wanted to get through.
I will
just
do
my
heart
out.
out.
Since we have 3 people left, I'm just going to streamline mine, because most of the things I was going to say are kind of things Danny already said, and actually I agreed with most of his picks. So I'm just going to streamline mine, get it over with. So I actually have the Browns going over the Texans. I have the Chiefs just because they have the home field advantage going over the Dolphins. I have the Bills winning just because all I hear about in this last 3 weeks of football is how good the Bills are doing, and I don't see that fizzling out in a playoff game of all things. I'm going to have the Browns take over the Chiefs just because, watching the Chiefs lose this makes me happy. Not as happy as when the Bears lose, but it still makes me happy. But regardless, because I'm going to have I'm actually going to have the Bills go over Browns, I think. Switch it up a little bit because I think everybody's picked the Browns so far.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens are going to be stopped, or Ravens are going to stop the Bills. I'm going to have Ravens go to the Super Bowl. I feel like they just been killing it, and they haven't fizzled out once this year. So I have Ravens going to the Super Bowl. I have the Eagles getting their shit together and beating the Buccaneers. However, I do not see them beating the 49ers. I feel like that's where their story ends.
Not a chance in hell.
I have Lions going over the Chargers. I have the Cowboys going over. I have the Revenge Story Part 2. Lions over Cowboys. My gut says the Gus says 49ers over Lions, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say I have the Lions actually getting their shit to maybe just maybe well-oiled machine and a damn fine speech by Dan Campbell. I have Ravens and Lions, and then I have Lions win the Super Bowl this year.
That also provides another aspect of the revenge story of getting the revenge on us going into Baltimore and laying an egg in the middle of the field, so that works too.
Yep. So mine's not as exciting, but that's my streamlined version.
And
all right, Blast.
We're down to 2.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. Bills, Texans, and why is it the Bills? I'm sorry. Browns, Texans, and why is it the Browns?
Well, it's the Browns because honestly, I don't think I don't think the Texans have much of an offense outside of Nico Collins and CJ Stroud. I feel like if you can shut down Nico Collins, it'd be kind of easy. And then like if you're able to hold Devin Singletary over 100 yards or under 100 yards, I think you'd be fine.
Okay.
I think Browns can do it.
Dolphins, Chiefs.
Dolphins, because they're prettier colors, and I also just hate the fucking Chiefs.
You're not gonna find a lot of Chiefs fans that.
I don't hate the Chiefs. I'm just bored of the Chiefs. I want to see someone different. Like, okay. And I really like how fucking amazing the plays have been from Dolphins. That's not the word I wanted to use, but it's fun to watch the Dolphins. It's like watching a baby throw to some buttered fingered children. You know, when trying to watch the Chiefs, it's just not fun.
Don't let Chris Collinsworth hear you say that.
I hate Chris Collinsworth, and you know also who I hate, Troy Aikman. They can both kind of go out back and be shot, I think.
Damn.
Old
yells their ass.
They're just boring to listen to. All they do is suck Mahomes' dick every time he's on the field, and I just hate it.
That is a good point. That was a hell of an interception. Hell of a play by Mahomes.
He really Mahomes that ball. The ball was looking a little Mahomey.
God.
Mahomey, that's great. We need to remember that one.
Steelers, Bills.
Bills, because I don't like the Steelers, and also I don't think they have much of an offense, and after learning that TJ Watt is out, I really don't think they have much of a defense.
That's fair. So now we have Bills and Dolphins.
In my brain, I want to say the Dolphins again. I don't know.
You just don't have the Dolphins go. Those colors are really standing out to you.
It's just Tyreek Hill. You know, I'm sure he can put the house fire in the back of his mind. You know,
Mostert's probably going to be back for that first playoff game, right?
They'll have Mostert and they'll have A-Chain, won't they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's out. I think what you guys were missing out in a lot of your picks is you weren't taking like health into consideration. Like the Browns got screwed a lot because they were down a lot, and I think if the Browns get to play the Ravens, okay, if the Browns get to play the Ravens, it'll really have to be that their defense is healthy. That's what it comes down to. Is Darius Smith can do better than Jadeveon Clowney and pressuring the other side, while Myles Garrett to pressure the other side. I think they can do good, but if like Zadarius Smith isn't up, and it's kind of if Myles Garrett gets double teamed every time they play, which is usually what happens, if he gets double teamed and there's no help on the other side, then it's really kind of defense can't do much in terms of those players.
All right,
anyways, give me the next pick.
So you have the Dolphins going all the way. So we're gonna have Dolphins and Browns. Who do you have?
Oh,
no, I'm sorry. Browns and Ravens.
Browns Ravens. If the Browns are healthy, I want to go for the Browns. But if the Browns defense isn't healthy, God, I really hope Joe Flacco doesn't, throw out his shoulder in one of these games. I'm telling you.
Oh man, he's old. Apparently. That's what he keeps telling me.
I'm old. My shoulder hurts. Ow. Ouchie.
I think that's exactly what I keep hearing.
Pretty much.
So Browns and Dolphins. Who's going to the Super Bowl this year?
I want to say the Browns. I like their offense. I like the way Joe Flacco's using Amari Cooper.
Okay.
I did. What was that?
Oh no, I said yeah. He's finally making Amari Cooper relevant again, man.
I really like the way you guys doing it. I'm sorry. What was that? You got something to say to me?
I just heard dab.
This is the first year Amari Cooper's been relevant in 5 years?
Yeah, Joe Flacco knows how to use Amari Cooper, which Deshaun didn't really know how to use Cooper.
That's probably because
the
that was the only
quarterbacks
on the team.
Yeah, none of the backup quarterbacks knew how to use him. He's using Elijah Moore better as an outside or a slot receiver. Let's hope his brain is fine. And then I like the way Joe Flacco runs the offense. I feel like he runs it better than we've seen probably since the prime Baker Mayfield era.
Sidebar on that: the absolute unit he turned David Njoku into. My God.
Yeah, dude. God, remind me about that. Oh, I remember when they used to use David Njoku, and he was actually a baller. In his first few years, and then they stopped using him and signing other tight ends. And I'm like, you have a definitive tight end in your roster, and you're not using him. What the fuck are you doing? But yeah, seeing David Njoku as like one of the older veterans on the team, like one of the older veterans that have been on the Browns, not just ones that's been signed. Like seeing him being used is impeccable.
I love how this turned into guys, be careful when picking the Browns. You gotta take note of how healthy they are. Anyways, give me the Browns to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like if they're healthy, yeah. If they're not healthy, half my picks don't count. Like, I think a lot of the playoffs comes down to which star players are hurt. But if we're talking they're all healthy, then because it's hard to predict injuries, but it's so we're just running off of if they are all
everybody's going to be, giving it 122%, going a lot harder, running a lot faster, and potential for injury I have to imagine goes up. Yeah, everybody wants that win. All right, so you have the Browns going to the Super Bowl this year. Now let's get to the other side of this.
I want Joe Flacco to get that $4 million incentive. Probably the Eagles. I really the Buccaneers have been up and down. I recognize that Baker Mayfield is in his zone, right, but I don't know. I feel like he's definitely got a window of error, whatever.
Okay, fair enough. Call it. All right, so you're gonna have them, and then we got the Eagles, Niners. Who you got?
That's a hard game. Because like they got one team's got CMC and the other one's got Jalen Hurts. I try to think of a player that isn't Jason Kelce.
That's true. He's the only person on the Eagles. It's all him. It's all Jason Kelce.
I'm really not gonna lie here. I think the 49ers are gonna do it just because of how high powered their offense can be.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the Eagles' run defense is, but I've seen that man in red just absolutely blow up teams that are supposed to have good rushing defenses. So that's just me.
I will say I think the Eagles' run defense is not that strong. So I think you're right.
It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a war of attrition.
All right, so you got the Niners going.
Yeah.
All right. Rams, Lions. Who you got?
Lions.
Yeah.
Quick.
If the Lions can stop, if the Lions can stop Puka, I think they win. I don't think is Cooper up? Is Cooper Kupp still playing?
No clue.
All right. Well, I think if they can stop Puka, I think they'll be fine. If they can't stop Puka, then
maybe
rough.
not as fine.
Yeah.
All right. Green Bay and Cowboys.
Cowboys.
All right. Lions. Cowboys.
I like how Danny put it, so I'm gonna go with Lions. I think
fair. I mean, that's how
he's got a big skull for them, big brain thoughts. So
hell yeah, dude.
All right, so then we're gonna have Lions and Niners. Who is going to join the Browns at the Super Bowl this year?
It's another CMC or not question. I feel like. How good is the Lions' run defense? So
I believe top 5, if not number 1.
Okay. No. I'll go with the Lions. It'll be a Browns Lions thing.
All right.
That's two.
All right, Browns Lions, and then see who you have going over.
Oh, shoot me dingle, but I gotta say the Browns if everyone's healthy. That's just gonna keep ringing in the back of my brain because the things that have fucked the Browns this year have been injuries. I don't want to hear anyone say anything else. The Browns have been in this kind of. I know they went 11-6 or whatever, but the first half of the season wasn't looking very good because everyone was down. I'm
actually happy with the quarterback injuries you guys got because it showed how absolutely useless Deshaun Watson is and how he's so overrated and shouldn't be in the league.
Yet their front office said, here's $100 million guaranteed, though.
The one that if magically they could have gotten it for the playoffs. If you guys had Nick Chubb, I would have probably. We wouldn't have had a chance.
Oh, that'd be scary. Oh, that'd be scary.
A Flacco-led passing game and Nick Chubb on there.
That I would not want to be on. I'm very glad I'm on the NFC side and not the AFC side. I feel like the AFC side is very scary.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one person left.
Yes.
Okay.
There's one person left, and I'm gonna make this
anyway.
I'm gonna make this quick because I know we got a hard out here in a couple of minutes because I guess for context, the fucking game it's 7:12 Eastern, the day of the college football championship. So we got a hard out today. Sorry about that.
Yes.
All right,
but
we'll streamline it.
We're gonna streamline it. I'm gonna call it right off the rip for the AFC. I'm calling it right off the rip. I think the Ravens are fucking going. I think they got it in the fucking bag. I think they've just ripped through the AFC. That's like all I've seen this season. I don't really watch the AFC too much. I can't really get it, but that's like all I've seen. It's just the Ravens being on a tear. And I know fucking Bird Team didn't do much. I will say the Ravens did. So not Bird Team the Eagles, but Bird Team like from our fantasy football league. Any of the Ravens players that I had on there were consistent.
Always
so
making points.
Works out.
All right. NFC,
I think realistically, as much, well, first of all, fuck Dallas. Second of all, as much as I want to say the Lions, I don't know because yes, I think it is the brand new Lions. I think the Lions are ripping through this year. I think the guys look great. Like I said, there's something in the water in Michigan. And it's letting you guys play good football. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I like watching it. Realistically, though, I think the Niners are strong. I think they're a pretty safe bet. I want to go on record of saying I think the Eagles will beat the Buccaneers. I don't think we will get through Brock Purdy. So I think it's gonna wind up. I'm sorry. I know the Browns aren't in there. The Lions aren't in there. I'm sorry. But I think at the end of the day we're gonna be looking at the. I know it's an easy pick, duh. But I think it's gonna be the Niners versus the Ravens,
which wouldn't be a bad Super Bowl.
No, I think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl. I think we're gonna be in for a damn good month. Month and some change if I don't know. But good fucking playoffs for sure. And I think we're gonna have some good football to cover in some future episodes. We are, like I said, we do have that hard out. So gentlemen, is there anything else? Any other talking points you'd like to bring up? Anything like that?
For episode 1, no, I'm good.
Yeah, episode 1. We got we were able to talk about the Michigan game coming up. We were able to get the Pickems out for this upcoming season. We'll see. We'll get them all written down, see how we all do, and yeah, I couldn't ask that.
But we are we are a brand new fucking podcast. So if you're listening to this, you're probably not following us. You definitely should. We're at 3 Count and Out podcast on most places. So just go to our Linktree, linktree.com/3 Count and Out podcast. You'll find all the socials there, but we're on everything you can think of. We're going to be, I guess the plan is to do this weekly. I don't think we're going to commit to a specific day, wrestling and football. So, we'll be talking about anything that's going on. And, you may be asking, why are we starting a football podcast right when the playoffs start? And to that, I say, go fuck yourself. We've been wanting to do this for a while anyway. And we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out on TikTok and stuff coming out on YouTube and on Spotify. Obviously where the podcast is going to be. So that is great, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure. Where can people find you?
YouTube.com/FireGuyKev. That'd be the most prominent one. Anything Fire Guy Kev, honestly.
Twitch.tv/JackalJoker. That is Twitch.tv/JackalJoker. So nice, you gotta say it twice, baby.
Somewhere in a ditch drinking beer in Ohio.
At gmail.com.
No, he's still uses Yahoo Messenger.
Oh, probably.
AOL.
Oh no. Oh, right here.
I'm using
right here is for me.
AOL offshoot. AOL offshoot. AWOL.
Oh. And I'm over at twitch.tv/EraV1 or linktree.com/EraV1, and you'll see everything here. But we will be here at the 3 Count and Out podcast. I guess we'll see you guys next week. Do we know what we want to talk about yet? I mean, obviously we can talk about the playoffs, I assume. But is there anything else you guys want to?
I got it. We'll do a highlight of this weekend's games. And we can talk about the Royal Rumble coming on up. The Royal Rumble, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about them stories. Going.
For the Royal Rumble, I do, and I guess we can kind of talk about this on the podcast, too. On the offshoot that people actually find this, hopefully they do. I think it would make sense to do maybe like an episode before and then like an episode after. Just kind of like a before thoughts. We'll kind of sit down. We'll try to do it. I think the Rumble's on the 27th, so we probably won't be able to do it before the go-home shows, but, I mean, the card's not really going to change that much. And then we can do one, like, afterwards. We'll figure it out, we'll make it work, because we could always, like, on the 28th, like, get the reactions in the morning, morning after or something, and then get it up right away. We'll figure that out. We got wrestling and football coming at you. That's all I got, gentlemen. Anything else? Anything else to add?
I'm good.
Go blue, baby.
Go blue.
My shoulders have been quick. Somebody go for the 3 count.
1, 2, 3. Is that the...
Ring the bell.